back pocket or purse might soon come to an end. By 2020, mobile wallets on our smartphones are expected to surpass the use of credit and debit cards in the U.S. That has already happened in China. Ben Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. So when I moved here to China a couple of months ago, I kept getting funny looks every time I would pull cash out of my wallet to pay for things. And then I got one of these. It's a code on my phone, and now I can basically buy anything here in China. When you pay for something, how do you pay for it?
Mobile phone.
On the streets of Beijing, cash is definitely not king. What do you think of people who use cash to pay for things?
That's rare and weird, he says. Only the elderly and people who don't know how to use a phone pay cash. This woman says, I rarely take my wallet when I go out, just my phone. That's because those phones can buy just about anything, from clothes in the store to steamed buns on the street. They're used to pay for bike rides and bus rides, rent and utility bills.
When was the last time you used cash? A month ago? Wow, that's a long time.
WeChat and Alipay dominate China's mobile market, and payments on their platforms totaled more than $5.5 trillion last year, a 200% jump from the year before, and nearly 50 times more than the value of mobile payments in the U.S.
One of the big reasons mobile payments have caught on so quickly here in China is because of what most people here don't have in their wallets: credit cards. They basically went from a cash-based society to a cashless one and skipped the step in between.
China has leapfrogged the U.S. into going to a cashless society.
Andy Mock is an economist in Beijing. He says China's cashless revolution has happened in just 3 years, largely thanks to these things called QR codes. You simply scan them with your phone to pay. Nearly every business and person has one. From the farmer's market to the musician on the street playing for a mobile tip.
You can give a homeless person money with your phone. You would never see that in the U.S.
All you have to do is scan that code to transfer money. And it really is ubiquitous in China, from the largest cities, the fanciest hotels, to the most humble street-side shacks will all use QR codes.
The Chinese are comfortable doing everything on their phones, while in the U.S., credit cards and online shopping via personal computers still rule.
These kinds of legacy technologies make any adoption of newer generations of technologies much more slower. So in this sense, I think the U.S. has a little bit of catching up to do.
A recent survey found that 40% of Chinese people carry less than $15 on them, but they would never dream of leaving home without this. As one guy told me on the street, you can't achieve anything without your phone.
Shalom. Apostle Hawk coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm going to entitle this one, The Mark of the Beast Will Come to China and Then the Whole World. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily come to China first, but China, it would be pretty easy for the beast, I'll say, to make the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, mandatory in China, because for the most part, I don't know the number of Christians in China, but if there are so-called Christians in China, I don't think they understand, Revelation the 13th chapter from the 15th verse on down to the 18th verse. So, it's something convenient to receive that mark, because as you just saw the this special on China becoming cashless, and they interviewed certain people on the street, and one individual said that anyone that uses cash, they're kind of looked at as strange or weird. And for the most part, they use their smartphones to make purchases. And he also went on to say that people that use outcasts or weird people or older people. So it's going to be the thing to have. It's the the future is here. The future is now. It's convenient. It makes sense. Now, eventually, they'll go from the smartphone. People will lose their smartphone. People will steal their smartphones. And then they'll come up with the idea that if everybody had a mark, you can't steal the microchip unless you're a doctor and you sneak in a person's house and you do surgery and you take the chip out. And you out there that can't, whether you're Israelites, Christians, whoever, you out there that can't see that the mark of the beast is definitely the chip, either you're a bunch of dummies, or you've been paid off to teach something different, or you sold your soul to the devil, or because you've been teaching that the mark of the beast is something other than a microchip, and your pride won't allow you to admit that the mark of the beast is the actual microchip technology, which will be given to the whole planet. And I'm going to close with a couple of scriptures. And these are standard mark of the beast scriptures. It says in 2nd Ezra 16, you can start from the 67th verse and read down to about the 70th verse, and it speaks about then it shall be known who are my chosen. So the world will find out who the chosen elect of the Most High are, because you have Israelites that know that they're Israelites, but are they of the elect? That's the question. Anyway, I'm going to go to Revelation 13. I'll start at 16. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. 17. And that no man, now that proves to you that this is not talking about corporations or nations or an embargo. It clearly says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. And that last 6 and 366, that word is stigma or stigmata. The word mark in the 16th verse is charagma from the Greek. Now we're going to go to Revelation 14. And 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, is fallen. And Babylon represents the U.S., America, so you can understand. That great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. 9th verse. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, and most people don't even know what the beast is or who the beast is, and his image, and receive his mark, from the Greek word charagma, in his forehead or in his hand. So it's not talking about a corporation or a country. 10th verse, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, one more. Maybe two more. Revelation 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. 2nd verse. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast. Who will get victory over the beast? The elect of Israel, not all Israel. And over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. Third verse, Revelation 15, verse 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, the song of the Lamb. What is the song of the Lamb? Well, you can read about the song of Moses in Exodus, the 15th chapter, when the Most High destroyed, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua destroyed Egypt and delivered the children of Israel. And then it goes on to say, and the song of the Lamb. So when the Lamb comes back, which is Yahushua, and he destroys this place, we're going to sing a song. There's going to be a song about the destruction of Babylon the Great. It also tells you in the book of Jeremiah that we're going to have a high holy day to commemorate the downfall of Babylon the Great. This place is going down very soon. Whether it's next year, 2 years from now, this place is going down very soon. It goes on to say in the 3rd verse, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord, power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. And the saints, the word saint or saint means holy, clean, righteous. So we are the holy, clean, and righteous people. It goes on to say in the 4th verse, who shall not fear thee, O Yahweh, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. And all the nations are going to worship, because they're going to be forced to worship our ways. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.